Hi there, in this video I'm going to be making my recommendation for the best seat cushion to add to your office chair. So this video is really trying to make a more generic recommendation. Regardless of what type of office chair you have, what would I try first? So I've been using these 8 different seat cushions, well 9 really, but one is specific for the Aeron, for the past month, really evaluating them across 5 different attributes. The fit on my chair, the look on the chair, the quality of the cushion, the comfort, and any noise it might make. So I've been evaluating on all those criteria, giving careful letter grades, and really keeping detailed track in a spreadsheet, nerding out too much. And in this video, I'm really trying to cut to the chase on what I would recommend for you, regardless of what type of office chair you have. So before I dive in with my recommendation, I do want to give one caveat, which is this is a very personal thing. How comfortable a particular seat cushion is going to really vary from person to person. So if you haven't already, I would recommend checking out my video on how to pick the best seat cushion for your office chair. It provides a lot more guidance for you on not just a quick recommendation, but the things you should be really thinking about. All right, so without further ado, cutting to the chase, my number one recommendation is this Tomite seat cushion, which is a generic seat cushion that you can get on Amazon. The reason I'm recommending this for most people is, most people, you're gonna have an office chair that already has a little bit of a cushioning. Even this Aeron chair, there's a little bit of spring. Maybe you've got a worn out chair, but there's still some foam there. If that's your situation, you're probably going to be best off with a fairly thin cushion. One that just takes off a little bit of pressure while still relying on whatever underlying foam you still have to provide the rest. So the reason I like the Tomite in particular was it had a pretty decent quality. It's got a nicely cut case that fits the cell membrane well. It's got a simple black look with no logo, no big tags. And the inside cell membrane gel stuff was of good quality. It had a more contoured custom shape than any of the other models I tried. I tried 6. It had a really nice tapered front, which is going to allow you to take advantage of the cushioning that's already on your office chair without having a hard edge. It's got a cutout for your tailbone, so if you're having tailbone pain, which wasn't my issue, but this could be helpful for you. And I think that the curved design is going to complement a lot more office chairs. A lot of these cushions are extremely square for some reason. This curved design, I think, is going to complement more office chairs more of the time. And then the actual quality of the membrane, I think it was a very uniform finish, and it feels nice and soft and gelatinous, a lot like the top layer of the Purple Double, which is a very high quality cushion I'll talk about in a minute. But it did notably stand out from the other generic models in terms of the quality of this membrane. So this is going to be really great also if you're in a hot environment. My other recommendation, if you want the absolute most comfortable breathable cushion, is the Purple Double. So the Purple Double is a bit more expensive, but you're getting a lot higher quality. The case is like super durable. You could save your friend with these straps. You could, rub this against burning coals. I don't know. And it's got a really soft finish. So the quality is really there, but most importantly, this thing really impressed me with its comfort. When I first sat on this guy, it makes an amazing first impression. Out of all of the 8, well 9 actually, that I tried, when I first sat on it, I believed it would be the one I kept. It just was so special how soft it was and yet also breathable. So it's got the quality, it's got the comfort, and inside this cell membrane stuff is a little special. I mean, when you compare it against the Tomite, it's just a little different. It's a little more stretchy and jiggly and soft. And so I think I have to give the Purple Company people some credit that they have some kind of unique material going on. I'm sure you can read more about on their website. But this seat cushion, unlike the Tomite, has 2 very different layers. It has a a sort of thin cell membrane on this side with smaller cells. That's kind of the softer side. And then it has this firmer side with which offers a little more resistance. So you get this effect of sort of easily sinking into the top and then a little more resistance in the bottom. And the net effect is that it ends up sort of nicely feeling comfortable. So it's got a nice, comfortable feel. I think that, you know, the only thing to be aware of with this cushion is, number one, it makes a weird noise. I'm sure you can hear that from my lav mic pretty easily. You only hear that when you sit up, when you sit down or sit up. I think it's a little louder when you sit up. And I don't think it's a factor you should probably care too much about, but it's there and it might annoy some people. The other thing I don't really love about this is it's a hard right angle in the front, and you know that's just not how the human body is. So I would have preferred a little bit of a slope, so that if you are sagging off in the front, you don't feel that angle. And again, this is a very soft material, but I will say that, you know, over extended hours of sitting, this is where I started feeling the pressure first. And so I think that could be a little bit better, but it still stood out as the most comfortable, breathable cushion on the market. So if the dimensions are right, that's the one I would recommend if that's what you're looking for. And there's only one other one I want to talk about, which is the Millard memory foam. So the Millard memory foam is another quasi-generic cushion that you can find on Amazon. And out of the 9 cushions I tried, what's unique about this one is that it's a true memory foam. So this cushion really does remember the weight against it such that it provides a more even, soft resistance over time. And I'll admit, given the price and given it just looks like a brick, I was not optimistic about the comfort of this thing. But if I really try to go into it blind, not thinking about the price, not even thinking about how it looks, I did notice after hours of sitting that this was one of the most comfortable cushions in my testing. It was actually, I think, the second most comfortable overall, even beating out the Purple Double. I think the most important consideration with this one is if you're worried about heat. So it's memory foam. Memory foam tends to get hotter compared to even other types of foam, but certainly compared to a breathable polymer like this. So that's a consideration. I would not get it if you're worried about heat. You should also know that you get what you pay for to some extent, and even though this is a real memory foam, you know, it really is just a brick of memory foam, and the case is a little flimsy. The top fabric is nice. Like, I think the top fabric is just as nice as the other fabric options I tested. The bottom fabric is a little flimsy, but it does stay in place. The zipper is a little flimsy. I would not recommend taking it in and out of the case like I've been doing during this testing. But the Millard memory foam is a good one to try. So those are the top 3 recommendations I would have for an office chair seat cushion. You know, I think it's going to be really personal to you based on the dimensions you need for your chair, based on what you care about for heat, based on, you know, your body type and how wide your hips are. So do take into account the personal factors that are going to matter. And if you want to learn more about any of the 9 cushions that I checked out, you'll find plenty of videos to watch. Don't go crazy. It's not the end of the world decision. But you'll find plenty of videos, and you know, I would just recommend thinking about trying out a couple. This is something you might be using for thousands of hours of your life, so I would think about trying out a couple, and you know, I would be willing to spend a little more on this product. This is something that, given the amount you're going to be using it, I don't think it's the type of project where you should be trying to economize. There's lots of other things, lots of other products where I think spending a lot doesn't make sense. This is a product where you should get the best one for you. I think even if it means you have to spend $120, $140. It might so happen that the Tomite or the Millard memory foam is the best for you, which could be great because that thing is a lot less expensive. So if you found this helpful and you do decide to pick up one of these cushions or any other cushion, very much appreciate if you want to follow the links in the description. It's just a small way to support content creators like me.